Hello to every David Fincher's fan. Today let's have a look on his latest film, The Killer. This film is rated R for strong language, violence and brief sexuality. I know what David Fincher tries to say, be careful of people who hide in a plain sight. But David, it didn't really work out well in this film. A killer, a murderer who eats McDonald's. He drives a white Avis rental van. That's the exact same as those and others in a rental car parking lot. Sameness is his superpower. To know what's the story about and why I didn't like it, stay with me. It's about a killer who finds himself both predator and prey. About first 15 or 20 minutes of the film, we just heard the killer's voiceover, which takes us through his life as a killer. And it has an inside look how boring is being a killer. To be honest with you guys, I found this film really simple. Literally everything about this movie is so simple and straightforward. I mean, it's not the same in other Fincher's films like Seven, Fight Club, A Girl with Dragon Tattoo, or Gone Girl. They were all fascinating and they all had twists in concept. But about The Killer, it's not the same. It has a linear narrative and so simple and naive. But still, it's David Fincher's film and I think you should give it a chance and watch it once. The whole movie, we are in Michael Fassbender's character mind, I mean the killer. And we are listening to his monologue, keep saying to himself,
"Forbid empathy. Empathy is weakness. Trust no one. Stick to your plan."
I just felt the movie falls flat so many times. We see the killer goes from a place to another place, killing a person to another person. And it just keep reminded me the John Wick, but the tolerable version of that. But I really like how the movie is trying to show the killer a cold-blooded person who has no sense of humanity. But we are in his mind and we can hear his initial voice. He's constantly trying to keep himself away from making everything personal and feeling empathy. As the movie goes on, we see the killer's client and co-workers, but the movie is centered on Michael Fassbender's character and he's literally in every single scene, which is really impressive. Cooperating David Fincher with Andrew Kevin Walker as a writer who also wrote for Seven may cause you think this movie is gonna blow up, but really it's the least like David Fincher's film. I mean, if it wasn't David Fincher, I would never watch this film. Don't mistake, it's not a bad critic on this film. I'm just saying I'm not used to watch simple films from David Fincher. But there's a fight scene which I really like the cinematography there. Everything about this fight is brutal violence and so realistic. It's a brief example of fight to death. And I think it was the only scene you could feel the tension by your bones. This film is an adaptation of a French novel of the same name, and at least I watched 10 films with the same story, and In Bruges is the best example of them. Everything about this film is great except a script and plot, which is so cliche. The IMDb rate to this movie is 7.4, Rotten Tomato is 87 and Metacritic is 72, and my rate to this movie is 6.5. I'm a big fan of David Fincher, but I really didn't like this film. Tell me which one of his films is your favorite. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please tap the subscribe button, then send it to your friends. If there's any question, any mistake or any suggestion, please let me know. Love you all. See you soon.